now he has a lead over Leroy. But as Chris Economaki mentioned, Leroy might be in a position to move Pye in the draft. And here they go. One more turn to make. It's Cale Yarborough. Leroy right behind him. Here it is. Can Leroy put enough into that engine to come down the home stretch? It doesn't look like he's going to make it. Cale fights him off. And the checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough, and there is Leroy Yarborough right behind. Exactly 1 second. Cale beating Leroy Yarborough, and that is the difference between $47,250 and $17,000 second place money. A great race run by both Cale and Leroy.
This will be a great day. No problems at all on that Wood Brothers prepared automobile, and everything's broke right for him.
This, of course, will be his third victory in a row at Daytona. He won this race last year, the Daytona 500 last winter, and now in just a few seconds, the Firecracker 400 again. 29-year-old Cale Yarborough headed for victory. The checkered flag, and it's all over. Cale taking a little victory lap. Protection one, too. It never hurts to take that extra lap in case somebody's miscounted, does it?
Everybody is standing. Everybody in the infield craning their necks to try to get a view of this finish line. They'll go into the number 3 turn. Pearson right up close, but somehow Cale fights him off, and there he gets a good break. There's a little traffic on the inside, and Pearson has to back off. Here's the last turn. And Cale's going to win it. The checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough in one of the most thrilling finishes of all time, and it's dejection in the pit of David Pearson right now, and jubilation by the Wood Brothers, the pit crew of Cale Yarborough. Cale, who celebrated his 30th birthday this last Wednesday, and whose wife Betty Jo is expecting their second child at any moment, really had a hurrying, hustling afternoon to get this race over with, and here he comes. Around the final turn and down the home stretch, the checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough. Everybody standing, and he receives the checkered, and here comes David Pearson around, and he gets the checkered also. He finishes 9.6 seconds behind.
They're side by side. They both take the white flag. It could be either Pete or Cale to win. The Falstaff points are still up for grabs. Pete Hamilton gets the lead on the back chute. But as they come into turn 3, Yarborough drives deep and gets the edge. Cale Yarborough gets the checkered flag.
I think that even if the engine blew right now, he has enough of a lead to coast home in front of the field. There it is. The checkered flag falls on Cale Yarborough and the Junior Johnson Chevrolet. Second place goes to Richard Petty. Bobby Allison takes home the third place money.
And hope to beat the leading money winner on the circuit.
Whoa!
Uh-oh, somebody is really in trouble. Car number 48, James Hilton, and another car, Henley Gray. He was involved earlier, Chris.
That's
Car
right.
number 19.
Like Vandiver, he's got 2 spins to his credit.
So that brings out the yellow. Wow, what a fortunate thing that could be for Cale Yarborough. With 2 laps to go, the yellow has come out. Could it be that Cale Yarborough will win this on the yellow? As you know, you cannot improve your position on the yellow. There's 365. 367 is the total for the race, and the yellow is still out. Cale may just be able to coast in and win this one. What a tough break for David Pearson, too. 1 lap to go. The white flag is out, the safety car is out, and it looks like Cale Yarborough had the luck of the frogs today. Cale Yarborough waving to everybody, a big grin on his face, and we'll get down there at the finish line to try to get a word with him to get his feelings. But here it is, the checkered flag for Cale Yarborough. And the speed, 134.033 miles per hour. What a happy Junior Johnson crew it is, and dollar signs go up.
By the time the final lap comes up, Cale Yarborough has about a 3-second lead over second place Richard Petty. David Pearson has to settle for third, Benny Parsons fourth, and Bobby Allison, who had some transmission troubles, takes home the 5th place money.
Bobby Allison. He said, "You never can figure it out. There's something mysterious about this track. One time it's good to you. Other times, it's like your mother whipping you." The checkered flag waves as Cale Yarborough wins the 25th running of the Southern 500.
Comes, and the checkered flag snaps down on Cale Yarborough, winner of the 10th annual Carolina 500. David Pearson finished the race with the 2nd place money. Richard Petty wound up 3rd.
But I'm afraid they can't do it. It's 2.5 miles long, but they're now going into turn 3. He's already in it. Cale Yarborough is high in the banking there. There's no way that Benny Parsons can catch him now.
Well, what a beginning for the year 1977 it'll be for William Caleb Yarborough, Timmonsville, South Carolina. He won the NASCAR season-long championship last year, and now he wins the Daytona 500 at age 37 for the 2nd time, 9 years after his initial victory here.
Well, he drove a masterful race. He drove a well-judged finish there with the last 2 or 3 laps to go. He saw his opportunity, he took it, and he found himself in the lead. It'll be interesting to see if Benny Parsons has a reason for not being able to keep in there, whether his car had a little hiccup or not, but he certainly lost ground. Well,
at the end of the race, and Manning is trying for 3rd on the inside. Here they are in turn 3, headed for 4. Baker in front, in 2nd, that white car, that is Cale Yarborough, and he drops to the inside. Headed to the tri-oval, side by side. A.J. Foyt comes high. It is Cale Yarborough breaking in front. Yarborough pulling away by 8 car lengths. Cale Yarborough will win the Alabama 500. Buddy Baker in 2nd, A.J. Foyt finishing in 3rd, Manning in 4th.
Battle for 3rd is the one that we've got got to look at. There we see the battle right now with Benny Parsons. He's right now in third position. With number 2 is Dave Marcus.
So Cale Yarborough into turn 3. He'll come around turn 4 and take the checkered flag. And as Jackie said, winning his third NASCAR Grand National title, something nobody in the history of NASCAR has done. He's the point leader this season, and he'll pick up several more here today. David Pearson, there he is in car number 21, will come across in the next second. And here's the great battle, as you see. Parsons 72 on the outside, Marcus on the inside, in the battle for third right now as they come down the main straightaway. And it will be Benny Parsons in car 72 taking third place over Dave Marcus, who finishes fourth.
Yarborough's winning game plan was simple. Stay out of trouble in the early laps. Race with men you can trust. Give everybody else a lot of room. Make your pit stop a little faster than the next man. And always use your head. And there's the checkered flag for Cale Yarborough. It's 4 hours, 17 minutes since the green flag waved. Cale can coast around now to meet his crew in Victory Lane.
Cale Yarborough moving to the outside, retaining wall as he works his way by Buddy Arrington of Martinsville, Virginia. Cale right now again pointing the car to the high side. It floats to the outside groove. He brings it back down and looks ahead to the checker flag.
The Busch Beer livery is on their feet as Cale Yarborough sticks his hand out the window and acknowledges the checkered flag in this Napa National 500. Yarborough wins the event. Bobby Allison finishes in second. Darrell Waltrip is third. Richard Petty and the STP efforts come home in fourth position. And Donnie Allison makes it into the top 5, finishing in fifth.
Good deal. And interesting that 1/10 of everything he's won has been on this racetrack. So he really has had good luck here.
And he is a very consistent driver. We must take our hats off to Cale Yarborough. Very dedicated man, tough man, hard little man. A man of average height, James, not a big tall man.
I thought I almost heard you use the word little. There's the checkered flag. Cale Yarborough, the 40-year-old star of the NASCAR circuit, has won yet another race. It's the Atlanta 500 with twilight setting in here in the south. It is finally over. A race that started 3 hours and 45 minutes ago.
The prize money breakdown's got to be close to $25,000, and here goes Yarborough.
He's going for it underneath, going into turn 3. He's got underneath the car. Maybe Harry Gant can draft him again. He's in the slipstream right now, but Harry Gant come out of the slipstream because he's up at the top. The crowd is absolutely on their toes to come to the finishing line, Keith.
It is Cale Yarborough winning his fourth firecracker. The sixth victory for him on the Daytona International Speedway. So it was in Cale Yarborough's mind where to make his move, and he made it going into turn number 3, and he did it just as slick as you can do it.
Cale Yarborough must be breathing a little easier right now. He saw that happening in his rear vision mirror as he comes around. He's coming around to turn number 4, and he will get the checkered flag. It doesn't look like Richard Petty's going to be able to do it today. Everybody standing, waving on Cale Yarborough, his 5th Southern 500 victory. The two closest to him are Bobby Allison and David Pearson, each with 3. So he's put quite a distance between them. What an honor.
They're in the back straightaway. Here comes Yarborough to the inside. Identical to 1979. Baker gives him room, and going into first goes Cale Yarborough. Yarborough's taking the lead. Looking back, there's 98 Joe Ruttman into second place. Ruttman's going high, and here comes Cale trying to throw the block. He gets up there. Going under Ruttman again as they come up full. Down they come for the finish. Here comes Baker on the outside to Elliott. 3 cars side right side sliding. That's the line. Cale Yarborough does it. What fantastic strategy. Jesus, he did that just so right. Let's listen to Cale Yarborough.
Coming up for Cale tonight, as he'll head around 3 and 4 and win his 7th 500-mile race at Atlanta International Raceway. There's a relationship between first and second, and that's quite a margin these days in NASCAR racing. Last year, we had a margin of victory of 2 inches, and here it is Cale Yarborough winning it by about 15 car lengths. Cale Yarborough, the winner, 1.1 seconds.
He's going to be able to pull off the victory if he can go for another less than 1/2 lap. Down low on the racetrack is Cale Yarborough, our race leader. Here he is coming into turn number 4 now. Off of it, onto the tri-oval. Cale Yarborough to the inside of the racetrack. He now moves high to pass Dale Earnhardt, and Cale Yarborough wins the champion spot was 400 from Michigan International Speedway. Finishing in second position is Darrell Waltrip in car number 11. Third was Bill Elliott in car number 9.
Back straightaway, final time. Down to the inside. The move he loves. Here he comes up to the inside. It is Cale Yarborough taking first as they get into turn number 3, coming for 4. Down to the inside, here comes Earnhardt. Earnhardt trying for second. Bonnet trying to find a place to run. They're coming to the finish line. At the line, it is Cale Yarborough. He's done it again. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Cale Yarborough crossing the line.
Was in third place. Cale Yarborough on the backstretch, making his move now. He tries him low. He sails past there again. Cale Yarborough now is the leader. Less than half a lap to go. He holds on. Gant back in second place. Here comes Yarborough. That engine roaring. He still could run out of fuel. The crowd cheers. The checkered flag waits. Let's see who it will wait for. Yarborough again. Yarborough still on the charge now. Gant is going to fly him low.
Meanwhile, in the pits, the crew members can only talk among themselves and wonder whether he does indeed have the gas to go the distance. Now, he is out of turn number 2 and down the north straightaway for the final time.
You can see Waddell on the last shot just throw his hands up at hip level and say, I don't know, let's go for it.
It's going to be a third turn win if Harry Gant does it. I don't think so. I think that Cale is going to hang on. Here he comes off the third turn and down the straightaway. He crosses the start-finish line under full power, and Cale Yarborough has won the Vanscoy Diamond Mines 500, and the spectators and his pit crew celebrate.
Each other made that pass on the last lap. They might have pulled it off. Bouchard made a shot at turn number 1. It looked like he had Bonnet turned sideways. I think Neil Bonnet just tacked him right on as they came up turn 2. But all right, racing for the finish now, coming down, and there's distance. Cale Yarborough may be out to win it for the first time. He's coming into the tri-oval. Cale Yarborough with his luck here. Here they are, charging. Should have a great race for second place as well. At the line, it is Yarborough across. Then it's car number 12, Neil Bonnet for second, and it will be Ron Bouchard. I think he did get some damage. Ron Bouchard, the front right corner of his car was definitely deranged. He must have just tagged Neil Bonnet coming up turn 2.
Can smell the wind right now here in the Miller 500. This crowd is on its feet as Yarborough is now down through the back straightaway. He's entered into turn 3. There's Elliott.
It looks like he's not going to be able to catch him as Yarborough now comes around down through turn 4. Jeff Bodine will be running in 3rd place. Yarborough on the front straightaway. And Cale Yarborough takes the checkered flag, and Cale Yarborough has won the Miller 500 here in Charlotte. Bill Elliott is 2nd, and Jeff Bodine is 3rd.